Hello again, everyone. I'm Stu Ellis, and we want to take you back to the Farm Progress Show. If you were there the first time, or if you weren't there, I want to give you some of the highlights of that event over in Decatur the last week in August. And along with some of the new tractors that had up to 785 horsepower, also tractors that were well under 100 horsepower. They collected on the outskirts of the show because a lot of them had been over at the Half Century of Progress at Rantoul the prior weekend. But John Deere collector George Campbell of Argenta and his John Deere colleague collectors brought 9 of their pride and joys. This is George Campbell from Maroa, and George, you're in the middle of a big show with a lot of futuristic farm equipment.
Right.
But you're also in the middle of a smaller show with some real sweet spots.
Right.
When it comes to your green tractor and with all the yellow trim.
Old treasures.
That's right. We can
Right.
all call them treasures.
Right. Right.
You've got a smaller one here. It's a little bit not
It's
as
a
much
half
horsepower.
half scale.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did you build this?
No, some people up in Wisconsin. They call it J&D up Browntown, Wisconsin. They that's what they do in the wintertime as a hobby.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
this is yours here.
Mhm.
All right.
Yes.
What else do you have out here? You've got 9 or 10 other Deere tractors out here.
Yeah, we got a Model 60 and a G, and I
You got a
think a
730 up
730. That used to be mine.
Really?
Yes.
That's what
yeah.
I grew up on too.
Yes, yeah, I got that off of George Wells down in Macon probably about 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
mhm, Yeah.
You've got one up here at the front. It's got some really muscle type
Yeah,
tires
that's
on
it.
that. Tell me what that is.
Yeah, it's a 5020.
A 50-20.
Yeah, Jared Hamilton got that out of Missouri. They just brought that up last week.
Okay.
hmm
That was a big brother of a 40-20 then, huh?
Yes, that was yeah. Until then, this here 6030 took its place.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So who all of these belong to? Different members of a group?
Yes,
Do you have a John Deere
we
club?
got Jared Hamilton and Carl Hamilton. Jared, he's a railroad conductor. He lives just out here, just west of Forsyth, and Carl lives at Latham. And we got Paul Frank, Terry, and his other grandson. They're from Argenta, and we got most of them belong to Carl and Paul Frank.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got here. Yeah.
They've got some green in their blood.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, have all of these been at the Half Century Show a few days ago at Rantoul?
No, I'm the only one that goes up there.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I've been going up there for probably 7 or 8 shows.
Okay.
Yeah, and it keeps getting bigger.
Right.
Right.
Well, I know a lot of the other antique tractors here at the Farm Progress Show. They stayed on a trailer and
Right.
went from Rantoul and brought them here.
Yeah.
But what other? We've got Minneapolis, Moline
Minneapolis
over there.
and Oliver and
Okay.
and Massey Ferguson.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Alice Chalmers over here on the east.
Right, I saw some Alice's over there. So it's a pretty interesting show when
Yes.
you've got some big new stuff from Deere and Case and
Yes,
AGCO. And
everything keeps getting bigger.
that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah.
And you can compare what it used to be.
Oh yes, yeah. Used to, you rode out on the tractor. You had a cabet. You go one way, you keep going next way. You would fight the dust, eat the dust. But it was better than nothing.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. For today, it's all everything's automated. You can get in there and set it, and it'll guide itself, and it's just all got a different ball game.
And saw one yesterday that was out doing tillage in a field, didn't have any driver in it.
That's right. Yeah, John Deere's got one now that you don't have to get in it.
Yeah.
It's all remote control. In fact, you can set the cruise and stuff, and it'll go to the combine, go beside it,
Right.
and load it, and then the guy in the combine can set it, and it'll go back to the truck and stop, and the trucker can get in there and pull up and unload it. Yeah.
You can stay home and have dinner with your wife.
Yeah. That's what I do in the fall. I run the auger wagon.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
don't let that take your job away.
No, 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 no. That always, I'll always have that job as long as I can get in the cab. That's what they said.
Okay. We appreciate George Campbell.
Nice visiting with you guys.
Hey, we appreciate that. George Campbell from Maroa, and have a great job taking care of all this, the green memories here. I'm Stu Ellis. Well, we've got a story about another tractor with a little bit of age on it, not quite as much, but it is right now working out in Montana. This is Big Bud. He's working all the time out in Montana. Came to the Farm Progress Show for a show-off, and his Bud, Big Bud's Bud, is an auger wagon. You're a constant crowd at the Farm Progress Show. Big Bud is the largest operational tractor and also claims the largest agricultural tires, and had one of the largest audiences wanting to see it. There were boys around it all during the show. There you can see those big tires, a little bit taller than some of the folks that were walking around on the Welker Brothers out in Montana. We've got another story about a tractor coming up, but a little bit different tractor right after this. An authentic yellow air tractor landed at Progress City the week before the show, but it was ready for thousands of curiosity seekers wanting to know about flying one. This summer in Illinois has been a problem with a lot of crop issues, whether it's been corn or bean fields, but there's always a yellow airplane over them. And this fellow is one of those that are flying. He flies all the yellow airplanes that you see in the country. Tell me your name and what your capacity is with Air Tractor.
My name is Chris Lockhart. I'm a sales coordinator with Air Tractor. We're located in Albany, Texas, and produce about 200 of these yellow aircraft a year.
And you've got a lot of them out there.
We've got a lot of aircraft. There's probably 4,000 total worldwide in our fleet, so all over the world.
And you loaned one here for Farm Progress for this year?
Yes, sir. This plane is a brand new aircraft. It's a 800-gallon 802A with a Dash 65 engine, 1,200 horsepower, and it's a brand new aircraft that'll leave here and go directly to a customer.
It doesn't go on a truck. It flies.
We flew it in here. We brought it in here last week and landed it in the alfalfa field just down the road, and luckily only had to remove one stop sign to get it in here. So we parked it right here, and the Farm Progress guys have been outstanding to work with, and it went in really easy.
I know they were very excited to have it because they haven't had something like this.
Yes, sir.
But and you've got a lot of people who are curious about it. What are your visitors asking about?
Probably the main thing is people don't realize how big of an aircraft it is once they get close to it. You know, everybody sees them flying over their house and sees them working all summer doing fungicide working around and knows a pilot or knows somebody, but they've never been up really close to the airplane. So we've got a stage up here where people can kind of go in and see what the pilot sees and interact with the airplane. And it's a really humbling experience to have the public come out and ask so many questions.
The office up there is not very large.
No, you're pretty tight quarters, and those guys are in there 10 to 12 hours a day with a lot going on during their day. They're not only pilots, but they're also worried about their spray application, and then they're I call them agronomists at 165 miles an hour. So lots going on in the cockpit.
And unfortunately, around a lot of fields are power lines and telephone lines and obstacles.
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, it's an inherently dangerous job as well. Lots of skill and time goes into making these pilots better. They go to a lot of training and a lot of safety, address a lot of safety issues, and then we have a national association that does a lot of work on getting towers and poles and things like the obstacles marked.
Somebody wonders how much it's going to cost to have a field sprayed. Is there a typical application fee that's charged or something like that?
It's usually pretty regional on what they're getting and the type of application it is. I would say anywhere from $10 to $15 an acre is kind of the application rate.
In addition to the product.
In addition to the product, yes.
Okay. There are a lot of pilots out there that are available to fly these.
We're kind of running into a scarcity just like the rest of the nation on pilots. A lot of competition for young pilots coming in and going to the airlines and trying to recruit young pilots because it's a long road to be able to be an aerial applicator. So kind of running into some issues where we need pilots. Yes.
All right. If somebody gets their private pilot's license, how much farther do you have to go to be able to fly one of these?
Well, you've got to have your pilots, your commercial, your tail dragger, some ag time, and then to get into the turboprop, you have to have turboprop endorsement as well. So it's a pretty long road, and I think the answer to that is as soon as you can get insurance, you can fly. So that's kind of the limiting factor is whenever you can get insurance.
All right. We appreciate the help and good luck to you in answering all the questions. There's a lot of them here.
Well, thank y'all very much. This has been great.
Thank you.
Well, if you want to be a crop duster pilot, you need a little bit of hot rod blood in your system. But there's always looking for folks who can do things like that. Agriculture is also looking for a lot of different job seekers. There was an opportunity at the Farm Progress Show to sign up. Effort this year led by Greg Florian, formerly with Richland Community College, which is co-sponsor of Progress City, home of the Farm Progress Show. And Greg was looking for folks who were looking for jobs. At the Farm Progress Show, a lot of farm equipment, a lot of companies selling things. Apparently there's some good farm economy. We hope so anyway. But there's also a sign that says career fair. Now, are there careers in agriculture somewhere?
There are a lot of careers in agriculture.
Great news.
That is, and we've got a new fair this year, attracting talent and career fair for the many manufacturers and vendors that are at the show this year. So Richland Community College, in partnership with Farm Progress Companies, initiated a career fair talent search this year. We've got several vendors that have stepped up that are looking for a broad range of talent to work in their companies, whether they are IT oriented, with all the technology that's out here. There's a lot of code to be written, a lot of production type activities to be monitored, and then there's also chemists, and there's mechanics, and there's welders, and so we tried to look at a whole vertical cycle this year, not just people that are producers working on this, and open this up to college students.
Greg Florian seems to know about what he's talking about here and what's going on. Greg, who had been with Richland for many, many years, is now the special projects coordinator for this. And I have a feeling you've had quite a few people that are looking for jobs, and you know of a lot of them in agriculture. Then. Connecting people?
We are trying to connect the students, we're trying to connect the companies, and we're trying to connect the producers. So we have this really neat opportunity at this show to bring all these folks together in one place. I mean, where else can you get international companies coming for just a little bit? And we've got representation from schools literally all over the state, far away as Centralia and Chicago and Quincy and Danville and all around. As well as the university folks. You even have some Iowa State people signed up for this today.
So they're looking for, they've got some students who are coming here looking. You've got companies that are thinking, hey, I need some help. Here's an opportunity for me to take home some resumes from people that I might want to hire just right away.
That's absolutely right. Either we'll hire them right away or put them in the pipeline. And maybe they're not in a hiring mode right now, but maybe there's internship opportunities. And maybe when the students get out of school in the spring, they've got an opportunity to pull in really top talent that are trained, knowledgeable, and ready to work.
Okay, now, for somebody who has an interest, either as an employer or a prospective employee or needing training, how can they find out more information about this?
look at several opportunities. Look at your local higher education establishment. I'm a community college person, so most of the community colleges have dynamic programs, not only in ag, but in all these other programs areas as well. And contact them initially. Certainly I have some opportunities through Richland and to help direct as a liaison with the Farm Progress and the vendors that are here.
We appreciate this because this could mean a great job in the future for somebody, or maybe even tomorrow. You never know. We appreciate the time and efforts of what Greg Florian is doing. I'm Stu Ellis.
And full of lawmakers also came to the Farm Progress Show. We'll talk to a couple of them right after this. When they departed from the Farm Progress Show, several Illinois lawmakers were boarding airplanes to Washington to return to Congress. It's convened this week, and there's a lot of unfinished business on the Farm Bill. And that was a priority for Representatives Nikki Budzinski of southwestern and central Illinois, and Robin Kelly, who represents a district on the eastern part of Illinois. Representatives Bost and Sorensen were also there, but they rushed out of a meeting because of other commitments. Representative Mary Miller declined to be interviewed. But we're going to begin with Representative Nikki Budzinski about the Farm Bill.
Honestly, that's what's so great about the Farm Progress Show is you get an opportunity to talk to the growers, the farmers, visited with ADM, Primient, got to visit with the University of Illinois College of Aces. Richland's been a great host out here. You get to visit with everyone, and we come together on the importance of agriculture.
What are the farmers telling you?
There's a lot of concern out there. I think the uncertainty because of a number of factors. I think one, we still haven't gotten that farm bill done that you and I have been talking about now for a few years. We need to get that done. The second is the tariffs and what that impact is going to be for our farmers. I know, China to date has not bought any soybeans from us this year. And traditionally, by this time in a year, they would have bought at least 10% of our soybeans. They are buying soybeans, but they're not buying them from us. They're buying them from our competitor, Brazil. That's a big problem for our farmers, and that's just one example. And so I think the uncertainty of the tariffs, retaliatory tariffs, what that's going to do for markets is very concerning. And then there are just biofuels. I'm a very big supporter of biofuels, but there are still a bit of clarifying questions that need to be answered and addressed to create the certainty for that market to really take off.
Are you sure that can be done in the fall session as we head toward that?
Here's what I'll tell you. I'm going to work toward it. I'm going to work toward it. I think, Washington is a tough place right now. The reconciliation process that we went through was a bruising process for bipartisanship. I'm a bipartisan member. I think we should work together on the issues where we can find agreement. I still believe that a farm bill could be one of those. I do think that them cutting $187 billion out of a SNAP program, when you talk to food banks right here in Decatur, they're seeing demand soar. You cut, that's even before the effects of these cuts are going into effect. And so I think it's very concerning. I think that we should try to come together. It's about building trust, and it's about rebuilding that trust to get it done.
Do you think some of the GOP members of Congress are kind of getting fed up with some of the tariff issues?
I haven't heard that yet from them, I have to be honest. I think that there is still a Republican Party that is walking in lockstep with the Trump administration right now. Not a lot of deviation. I hope that tariffs, which, we're talking about tariffs and how they're impacting agriculture, but they're also just impacting the everyday constituent. The prices of everything. If you look at a pound of beef right now, and you can't tell me that there's an impact on this economic policy of the Trump administration, I don't think you're looking hard enough. I think that there are real impacts. And I would just remind people that, on day one, President Trump said he was going to bring down the costs. We have only seen costs go up, more uncertainty for our economy. It's just very troubling.
What will be your priorities as we get back to Congress? What will be your priorities for a farm bill that has to really be done by the end of September?
Yeah, well, I think it's coming together on a bipartisan basis, sitting down with our leadership, making the case that, one, I want to see a farm bill that's good for our Midwestern growers, that doesn't play geographic favorites as farm bills have in the past. I just highlight for reference prices that were addressed in the one big bill gave a real big help out to peanut, cotton, and rice growers. They're making, I think it's about $240 to $270 an acre on reference prices. But when you look at corn and soybean, it's hovering at about $35 to $45. There's a real disparity there. I want a farm bill that's good for our corn and soybean growers and our specialty crops. I represent Collinsville, which is the horseradish capital of the world. There's some good things that we can be doing for specialty crops as well. But I think it's coming together on a bipartisan basis, getting a farm bill done. And I would be remiss if I didn't say on that same deadline of September 30th is our federal budget. We've got to get a federal budget done to keep the government open. And we need Republicans to demonstrate some real leadership, bipartisan leadership, recognizing that Democrats do have a good idea or two, and bring us to the table to negotiate these things.
In addition to Representative Budzinski, 4 other Illinois congressional representatives were attending the Farm Progress Show on Tuesday. Representative Mary Miller of Oakland refused to make any comments at all about the Farm Bill. However, Representative Robin Kelly, who represents a large district of agriculture on the eastern edge of Illinois, was happy to talk about that. What are some of the farmers in your area telling you about Farm Bill, agricultural issues, things like that?
Well, of course, my farmers are looking for a farm bill and very worried that there may not be a farm bill. And then also they're sharing how some of the things that have happened lately, like the tariffs, they're very concerned about. They're very concerned about the cuts in SNAP because, of course, if people can't buy groceries, then grocery stores, large or small, are not going to buy from the farmers. And then some have talked about the decrease or just the wiping out of USAID, where a lot of our farmers supplied the food. So they're very concerned about those things and what's going to happen next.
We have a fiscal year that's ending here in just a very short time. Is there anything that can be done to address some of those issues between now and the end of September?
Well, we're going back September 2nd, and I know Angie Craig, our rep on Ag, has spoken to the chair of Ag, and they're trying to see, from what I'm told, what can we do. It may be a skinnier farm bill than we hope for, but hopefully something can be done.
Now, that's we're not really seeing a lot of bipartisanship. Are you confident that there could be some?
One never knows. And actually, in a lot of ways, a lot of us get along better than people think. You just don't really hear that part. I've had many bipartisan bills or Republicans reaching out to me on things that they think I might be interested in, particularly since I have such a big rural area. And that doesn't just happen with me. It happens with other people, too. Now, it's whether Speaker Johnson calls the bill to the floor. That's the key.
Well, after walking around at the Farm Progress Show, even though it wasn't hot, it was just pleasant weather this year. Probably the most weather-friendly year that we've had in the Farm Progress Show at Progress City. But visitors could easily be found traipsing towards Syngenta Square. That's the night spot, or the late afternoon spot, where they had an opportunity to sample some beer made specifically for the Farm Progress Show by Riggs Beer Company at Urbana. What did it taste like? Well, listen to some of the evaluations.
You've tried the Riggs beer that's made for Farm Progress Show.
Yep.
Okay, what did you think of it?
It's nice and crisp, refreshing, delicious. Got a little bit of earthy notes to it. Matt Riggs knows what he's doing. All the beer he makes is delicious.
Okay. What would you compare it to any other beer that you've had? How does it compare?
It's like any like good craft, like lighter craft beer you're gonna have. So it's a lager, so it's gonna have a little bit of a butterier finish to it than like your ales would be more dry, but it's a little bit smoother.
Would you purchase some again?
Absolutely.
Okay.
My name is Buck, and I am from Windsor, Illinois.
Okay. And have you tried the Farm Progress beer?
In fact, I have. I'm enjoying one right now.
Okay. What is your evaluation of it?
It's a very nice, kind of a summertime light lager. It's got a nice little Christmas to it. It's a little different than your normal store beers you'd buy.
What would you compare it to that people have that's on the market now?
I would say if somebody, well, it's kind of hard to compare it to a normal market beer because it's actually better than a normal market beer. It's got a lot more flavor than your typical light beers, and being a local lager, it's just got a nice smooth summertime sipper.
You'd purchase some again?
I absolutely would purchase one again. In fact, I'll probably go purchase another one here shortly.
We appreciate you stopping by, and for our visit to the Farm Progress Show, we have a lot more of these short little pieces that I'm sure you will be happy to provide to you. I'm Stu Ellis. Thanks so much for visiting with us today.